Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is about when Bakugou only dated you as a pet. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. You trace the rim of your coffee cup, the clatter of plates and cheerful chatter of the cafe, a distant hum. Across from you, Kirishima was practically vibrating with excitement, recounting a new training technique that he'd learned. Baku, as usual, was grumbling, but he caught the faint curve of his lips, a private smile that he usually reserved for you and Kirishima. You loved these mornings, the quiet moments that you spend with the two most important people in your life. And then, get this, Kirishima leaned forward, eyes wide. Baku actually admitted that it was a good idea. Can you believe it? Baku scoffed. Don't go telling everyone I'm gone soft, should you hear? It was passable at best. But he nudged your food under the table, and you smiled. This was your life, your little bubble of chaos and warmth. The shift in the air was subtle at first, a faint tremor that you couldn't quite place. It started a few days later, a tension in Bakugou that you hadn't seen before. A way he'd sometimes look at you when he thought you weren't looking, and then quickly look away. He tried to brush it off, attributing it to the stress he's probably getting from all the hero work. And then came the night. You were all at Baku's apartment. Kirishima was on the couch, lost in a new hero documentary. You were helping Bakugo in the kitchen, the scent of his explosive cooking, a familiar comfort. He was usually so intense and so focused, but tonight he seemed oddly distracted. He fumbled a spoon, then nearly dropped the ball. Rough day? You asked, leaning against the counter. He grunted in response, avoiding your gaze as he stirred the pot. You reached out, placing a hand on his arm, and felt his muscles tense under your touch. Just then, Baku's phone, which was sitting on the counter, buzzed with a notification. A text message popped up on the screen, the preview clearly visible. Bakugo, bro. Congrats on actually making Wyan yours. Payoff time though, you won the bet. Your eyes widened. Wyan, a bet. You reread it, your mind scrambling to process the words. Making you yours. And won the bet. The pieces clicked into place with a sickening thud. This wasn't about a challenge or a mission. It was about you. Your gaze snapped from the phone screen to Baku's face. He froze, his stirring spoon hovering over the pot, his eyes wide and panicked. The color drained from his face as he realized that you'd seen it. He snatched his phone, shoving it into his pocket. His movements jerky. Nothing. Just junk. But it wasn't just junk. You'd seen your name. You'd seen Bet. You stepped back, your hands clenching into fists at your sides. A bet, Bakugo. About me. He spun around, his usual aggressive scowl back, but it was laced with a desperate defensiveness. It was nothing, okay? Some stupid challenge a while back. It doesn't mean anything right now. The commotion caught Kirishima's attention. He paused the documentary, looking over with his usual friendly grin. Everything alright in there, guys? You couldn't tear your eyes from Katsuki, the word stupid challenge and bet about me echoing in your mind. It started as a bet, Kirishima. You said, your voice trembling. He was dating me because of a damn bet. Kirishima's cheerful expression shattered. His mouth wide open, and he stared at you, then at Katsuki, his brows furrowing in confusion and disbelief. A bet? Katsuki, what are they talking about? Baku glared at you, and then at Kirishima. His jaw clenched. It's exactly what she said, she'd hear. What's it to you? What's it to me? Kirishima's voice boomed, shock giving way to genuine anger. He launched himself off the couch, striding into the kitchen. She's our partner, Katsuki. Our girlfriend. You're telling me that you just played with her feelings for some stupid bet. He took a step closer to Bakugou, his muscles tensing, his red eyes blazing. Did you ever even care about her? Bakugou flinched, a rare moment of vulnerability on his face. Of course I care. It was a stupid challenge, okay? And then things got real. He let out a harsh laugh, a bitter sound that didn't belong in the apartment. In the life that you thought you had. Things got real. For you, maybe. For me, it was real from the start. Every hug, every I love you that we've shared. Was it all part of the act? Tears welled up in your eyes, blurring Kirishima's distraught face. Bakugo suddenly conflicted one. The foundation of your world had just crumbled. I can't do this right now, you whispered, turning towards the door, needing to escape the suffocating weight of their presence, the shattered remnants of your love. You walked and walked, until your feet mechanically carried you to the familiar door of your own apartment. Once inside, the silence was defeating, broken only by your shaky breathing. You kicked off your shoes, vaguely aware of them skittering across the wooden floor, and collapsed onto your couch. The tears came then, hot and stinging, blurring the edges of your vision. Hours later, the sky outside your apartment had shifted from bruised twilight to inky black. You hadn't moved, the tears having dried into stiff tracks on your cheeks. A soft knock at your door startled you, making you flinch. You hesitated, not wanting to face anyone, but the knock came again, more insistent this time. And so you dragged yourself up and peered through the peephole. Kirishima, his face was drawn. Concern etched deeply into his features, and your breath hitched. You slowly opened the door. He stepped inside, his gaze sweeping over your disheveled appearance, and a soft sigh escaped him. Hey, he murmured, his voice gentle. He reached out hesitantly, and you recoiled. His hand dropped, but his eyes remained fixed on you, filled with a raw and pathetic pain that mirrored your own. As he moved further into the room, you noticed it. His knuckles were bruised and scraped raw, a stark contrast to his usually smooth skin. Dried blood clung to a few spots. Kirishima, you whispered. What happened to your hand? Concern, immediate, momentarily pushed your own heartbeat aside. He looked down at his battered knuckles, a flicker of something hard in his eyes. He let out a shaky breath, and then met your gaze. I punched him. Your eyes widened. Katsuki. He had punched Katsuki. The image of the two of them, always so close, now fractured by anger and betrayal, was almost as painful as your own. Why? You started, but you already knew. Kirishima swallowed hard, his gaze softening as he looked back at you. Because he hurt you, he said, his voice firm. He had no right, Moyan. And he had no right to lie to me either. I couldn't just stand there. He took a hesitant step closer. I'm so sorry, Moyan. I had no idea if I had known, even for a second. He trailed off, shaking his head. He then reached out again, slowly this time. He didn't pull away. His calloused hand gently cupped your cheek. You don't deserve this, he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. He pulled you into a gentle embrace, holding you carefully. as if you were made of fragile glass. You leaned into his warmth, the familiar scent of his hair costume, and his own comforting presence, a stark contrast to the hollow ache in your chest. His arms wrapped tightly around you, providing a sense of safety that you desperately craved. "It's going to be okay," he murmured. "We'll figure this out. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere." And for the first time since you saw that text, you felt a tiny, fragile spark of hope in the wreckage. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye!